Hey, I know that song. All of the ins and outs on our television show were written by his bandmate, Sean Pelton, by my husband, John. And some of them have the vocals of Elaine. Yeah, our friends. Hon, will you drop the rice noodles for me?
Yes.
Rice noodles only cook 3 to 5 minutes. So drop them in right before you're ready to serve. To the tofu, I added 1 giant bunch of scallions. You could use a couple of leeks and some sweet pepper. You can put in any mixture of veg you like, of course. Our sauce has the sriracha and the fish sauce in it. I added a splash of soy. It has sesame oil. It has ginger. We can throw in, last minute, our garlic, thinly sliced garlic, with our bean sprouts. I have some soy sprouts here. And I'm leaving the center of the pan open, and I've pushed the shrimp off to the side of the heat a bit, so the shrimp are just staying warm. And I've got the veg cooking and the center of the pan naked, so we can add in our scrambled eggs with a little soy. We're going to make our scrambled eggs right in the middle of all this glorious mess. And then once they scramble, mix it all together with some chopped dry roasted peanuts. And then we're going to add a ton of fresh herbs, mint, Thai basil, and cilantro. I think we're looking good. You're watching the noodles.
I'm watching them.
You got those on high? You're good. Okay, we're going to take another quick break. I'm going to scramble the eggs, and we'll mix everybody together right after this. Hey, guys. Want free tickets to our show? Head on over to our website to be part of our live studio audience. Thai sauce right down over the scrambled eggs, the tofu, the shrimp, the vegetables. It smells amazing. And bonus, the sriracha clears out your sinuses for you while you're tossing the pad thai all together. So we're ready to serve this up. Oh, I love me some noodles in a bowl. As I said, we make our own takeout because part of the time we live way up in the North Woods, up in the Adirondack Mountains, and we don't have takeout and delivery and all that. But the other reason to make it even when you're in the city is because you control the salt, the fat, and the quality of ingredients in the amount of, in this case, shrimp and tofu and vegetables to the sauce. You know how much oil you used. You can control your dish a little better to improve the health value of it. So this is a mixture of what John would call the verdant cilantro and Thai basil. Of course, you could use regular basil if your store doesn't have Thai basil. And a little cilantro. And then right up on top of that, lots of chopped, dry roasted peanuts. There you go, honey. You dig in.
Okay.
I'm going to wait till lunchtime because if I eat that much food this early in the day, I'm going to need a nap. But I am going to take another sip of John's fabulous cocktail. So John has a band named The Cringe, so I consider him a rock star. Love you, honey.
I know.
But there's an actual rock star in the house. He's rock star royalty, and he's coming up next. John might have an extra good time if he joined us for today's show is because he's a huge fan, as is everyone in this room, of our next guest. Our next guest sold over 150 million albums worldwide. That just gave me a chill, by the way.
A lot of albums.
Yeah, it really is. He is literally a rock legend. Please welcome Rock and Roll Hall of Famer from the Eagles, Don Felder. John and I never miss CBS Sunday morning. It is literally every single weekend. If we're not at home, we record it. It's part of our family life, right? I really was moved to tears watching you play in the Met. You're there all by yourself with these beautiful acoustics. playing Hotel California, and just look at that. Just look at that. It's just amazing. What was it like? Was it special for you?
Yeah, you know, I moved to New York in 1968 with a guitar in one hand, a suitcase in another hand. I grew up in the destitute poverty of North Central Florida on a dirt road, had no museum experience. The first thing I wanted to do when I got to New York City was go to the Met. The first day I was here, I got up and spent the entire day going there and just looking at all the amazing artwork that was there. And to be able to be playing there 50 years later and have my guitar hanging on the wall on the Met was just such an honor. You know.
Isn't that wonderful? Life comes full circle.
Yeah.
So this exhibit is beautiful. I've seen a lot of the guitars at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let's say you get to grab one of any of those guitars and you keep it. Which one are you grabbing?
My double neck.
You grabbing that?
The rest of them, they don't mean so much to me. I mean, there's some beautiful pieces there, historic pieces that go back to Chuck Berry's very first guitar, all the way through Jimi Hendrix's guitar that he played at Woodstock, which I was there. I saw him there in 1968.
Amazing. What was that like?
I was one of the 400,000 people in the rain, in the mud, just seeing Jimi Hendrix, Santana, the Grateful Dead, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, all of those people that were on that show for 3 days. And, you know, there've been other attempts at redoing that, but they've all paled by comparison, I think. So, but the memories and the impact that I got from watching those people propelled me and inspired me through my whole career. And one of the songs that's on my new album, which is called American Rock and Roll.
So very apropos.
It starts back in Woodstock, and it goes decade by decade through the history of rock and roll.
Cool.
And citing all the people that were so influenced by the Woodstock experience that they became stars in their own along the way. So,
well, I think for a lot of musicians, that's what they'll get out of going to a show like this, is that inspiration, right?
Yeah, you literally walk through at the museum the history of musical instruments in rock and roll, as from the inception through all the way up to today, and all the greatest artists that were kind enough to contribute their instruments.
You know, I just want to point out what we were saying behind stage earlier is that you didn't design this double neck, you know, just for vanity. It was impossible for you to play the song Hotel California without creating this, right?
Yeah, when we recorded the track, I wrote all the musical parts to the track, and I played, I think, 15 or 16 different guitar parts on that record. And then we got on the sound stage to get ready to rehearse to go on the Hotel California tour, and I went, how am I going to play all these different parts? I might have 5 or 6 guitars that I got to go out and play. I said, that's not going to work. So I sent a roadie out to just go to the music store and say, buy a double neck and bring me back a double neck that has a 12-string and a 6-string. And so I had seen Chet Atkins when I was 14, and he had customized his guitar that was literally a stereo guitar that had 2 outputs on it. And I thought, you know, if I drill another hole in the top of this guitar, which you'll see there's 2 holes here, and one of them goes out of the 12-string neck and one of them goes out of the 6-string neck, they can go into different amplifiers, and one sounds like a rock and roll guitar, and the other's this pretty 12-string guitar.
I would take that guitar too if I went through all that. Thank you so much, John. What a pleasure to have you.
Oh, we love it. Thank you so much for having me. Now, I wish you would teach me how to cook fried oysters. My dad...
I would do that.
I would love to learn how to.
Well, if you come back, I will cook them with you, and then you'll know.
I would love to.
Isn't it delightful?
Nice to meet you, John.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much to John. And you guys, you have to check out, I know we're going to go probably multiple times with many of our friends to Play It Loud, Instruments of Rock and Roll. The exhibition runs now through October 1st at the Met here in New York, of course. Don's new album, American Rock and Roll, is a great way to travel through rock history with him. Beautiful. Chills. Yay.